Hi, welcome to Copenhagen. If you're watching the replay, thanks for dropping in. I've started a new project. I thought I would talk a little bit about the setup, like how I set things up and how I work. Normally, when I do the lives, I have everything that I've worked on is visible. This is how I normally work. Um, the area that I work is the size of a sheet of release paper, so you can see. So that's the area that I work on. The whole canvas is covered in release paper, which is this white stuff underneath, and then I cover over that with table placemats. The table placemats provide friction, so I can sit all of my stuff on the table without it sliding off. They're plastic, they're not material. You don't want to use material because you'll get some fuzz off it. And if you get that, it ends up on the glue, and then the glue ends up not as sticky. So if you do decide to use mats, make sure that they aren't material. Hi, Lauren. Hi, Lisa. So I just thought I'd talk about how I work. The other thing that I do is I cut the key off the side of the diamond painting. So I have it as a little strip because it doesn't stick to the glue. If you're using an A4 sheet of paper, the key that comes with a lot of them, and that accidentally lands in the glue, it's going to stick, and it's a pain to get off. It's going to totally destroy your key. So what I started doing is just cutting the key from the side. What I also do is I put a cover minder on top of it. So you can see there's a little magnet in the back. So that puts some weight on it. So when I put it down, it stays exactly where I want it. And it's easy enough just to pick up and move anywhere I want, anytime. It takes up a lot less space on the table as well. So that's the way that I've started. I've been doing it for quite a long time, but I just thought I'd show people. What are you painting today? I am working on a diamond painting called Koi Fish. I haven't long started it. I'll let you see what the picture looks like. So this is the original artwork. So how close to that it's going to be, I'm not sure, because it isn't a big diamond painting, and as you can probably see, it's round drills as well. So the definition won't be as sharp as it would be with squares. It is a 40 by 30, so 40 centimetres across, 30 centimetres down, and round drills. Even though it's round drills, I still use tweezers. I switched across to these ceramic tip tweezers quite a while ago now, and I definitely prefer them to the metal ones. Actually, I'm just thinking I'll maybe try that, because sometimes with rounds, I find that the tweezers slide on the edges, and it's hard to pick them up. I tried with these. This is what I normally do when I get rounds. I'll try with tweezers, and if they keep sliding, I'll just use a pen. But I tried these, and they've been fine. So just thinking about it, I'm going to try the tweezers that I used to always use, the metal ones, the golden tweezers. So these are the super sharp metal ones, stabby tweezers. I haven't tried them with these drills, but yeah, it does pick it up. It feels really weird using these again. I used them for a long time, and already they feel weird. They feel really thin. The other thing is the tips are really, yeah, I think I'm going to drop it more. The tips apart from being sticky with glue, are really thin. So the actual surface area that contacts the drill is really small, whereas the ceramic tweezers don't go to such a point. They're sort of squared off at the end. So the surface area that touches the drill is a bit wider. Yeah, to me, it's just, they're more comfortable and it's easier. Says you dropping the drill. I mean, you do drop drills still, but the thing is, once you get used to them, if you drop a drill, it just lands roughly where your hand was. When you're new, you might find that the drills ping off at high speed, and that's because you're squeezing too hard. I find the ceramic tip tweezers, have I got a brown drill in there? That's wrong. As I was saying, the tension in the tweezers, these ones are a lot heavier than the ones that I used to use, and the gap is wider, and I find that I've got a lot more control over just how far I move the tweezer, and it makes it easier to pick up the drill with just the right amount of pressure. So I drop the drills less, but when I do, they just land round about, and I just pick them up and use them anyway. So never done a koi fish diamond painting before. This is a new subject. So we'll see how this one turns out. As I said, it's not that big and it is round drills, so we'll see how it transposes. Good morning, Nancy. How are you? Tammy's at work. She's not here. I'm going back to work on Wednesday, I think. My boss called me this morning and asked. So I'm still don't have the runny nose anymore, really, and my voice is actually a lot better than it was even yesterday. So I'm just feeling tired and got a headache, but apart from that, I'm sort of feeling okay. So I'm thinking another day of basically doing nothing. I'm pretty sure I should be ready for Wednesday, because the job that I do, I'm sort of active all the time. So it's kind of pointless going back if I'm feeling tired doing nothing. I would feel really tired. So I'll do the Z's, or the Z's as we call them. So the reason I went for this one was, as I said, never done koi fish before, and I just really liked the colours in this one. I'm not too bad, Lauren. How are you? Do you have school today? So a lot faster with the round drills. You don't have to spend so much time lining them up. It's basically you're just putting a circle in a circle. When with the squares you have to be a bit more accurate in how you place them. But I quite like that they've got the black circle around where you're dropping the drill. Sometimes you get rounds and they don't have any guide, like a little circle, so you know exactly where to place it. So when you start off, it's a bit sort of hit or miss. You're just basically trying to get the drill as central as possible on top of the character. But I like it when they actually have a guide. Makes it a little bit easier. And then you know that you're doing it right. Because basically when you place the drill, if you can see any of the black circle, you know the drill is sort of off center. When you place the drill directly on top, you can't see the black circle. And as usual with round drills, the background is close to the colour of the drill. You can see once I got up onto the fish here, it's got yellow, so that'll be yellow drills. That's usually how it works with rounds. Squares, it can be any colour. Quite often the colour doesn't match the colour of the drill, but it doesn't matter because the square covers virtually all of the canvas. And sometimes they will deliberately pick a totally wrong colour just to make it easier for you to find it. Like if you're doing a picture that's maybe got a lot of grass and trees, so you've got a lot of shades of green. Sometimes you might find that one of the greens, the symbols on the canvas is maybe orange. So it makes it easier to see where that shade of green goes. A bit confusing when it happens at first because you think, have I got the wrong colour, or why is it orange when it's meant to be trees? But that's why. It's just to try and make it a bit easier for you to find the drills or find the symbols. So drills are absolutely fine. I haven't seen any little birds or anything on them. The last diamond painting I just finished, Springtime Beauty from Diamond Art Club, that took 2 months to complete. This one, I doubt if it'll take 2 weeks. Again, it just depends how much time you have to sit and diamond paint. But because I've been off sick, that's pretty much all I've been able to do. So I finished Springtime Beauty probably about 2 weeks. 2 weeks earlier than I expected. Because for the past few days, I haven't had anything else to do. I haven't been able to do anything else, having corona. Do you know how many diamond paintings you've done? Yes. I'll check it. I have an app. I don't know if you have this, Lauren. There's an app called Gems Flow. And you can, when you get a diamond painting, you can put in the details of it. And you can put in things like when you start it, when you finish it, whether it's got round or square, how many colours it has, where you got it from, all that sort of thing. So it also keeps a track of your diamond paintings that you've completed. So I have kept 52. Gems Flow. Hang on, I'll type it. It's an app. You'll get it in the App Store. I'll type it, so I see you typing it wrong. That's it. Gems Flow. So like if I look at the one that I'm doing, I can see I took a thumbnail of the picture when I ordered it. Just took a thumbnail, like took a photo on the phone and then cropped it. So you can put colours in as well, but I don't bother doing that. So you can put the name of the kit, so koi fish. Project status is now started. Size is 40 by 30 from onedaysailing.com. Round drills, it's a full drill, it's not a partial. Ordered it on May the 26th, 2022, so I've had it about a year. Received it June the 10th and started it on April 16th, and then I can put in when I finished it as well. So it keeps track of a lot of things. The more you fill in, the more detail you get. I don't put in the colours like the DMC codes. You can actually put in the DMC codes, and then you know if you've got spares of any DMC code, you can search it. But I don't use it as far as that. So get back to this. So completed and kept is 52, and I've gifted 2, I think. I'll just check. Yeah, 52 and 2 gifted, so that's 54. So this is diamond painting number 55. Still do checkerboard even with rounds, just a habit. So I decided to do something a bit smaller this time, something that can get done a bit quicker. Hi Janita, thanks for dropping in. So if I switch the light, keep knocking the table. If I switch the light pad off, you maybe get a better idea of the colours. I mean, this is just the background, so it's a sort of grey background with a light blue. I'll turn the light pad on, it looks a bit different. But this is the image, so you can see it as the part that I'm doing just now is here. So quite a bit of grey at that section there, so that's what we're seeing here. It'll look better once I get a bit more done. But as I said, normally this is how I work, just a section at a time. I only have that open, so it's less space for dust and hair and crumbs and things to land on. But normally when I'm doing the lives, I'll open up whatever I've done, which in this case isn't much, but it's a little bit more. Just the way the sheets worked out, I ended up with a sort of narrow strip at one side. So that's what I've actually done so far. Again, if I turn the light off, you might get better. Not really. It needs to be further away and a bit more done before you really start to see it. So I've got more of a headache today than I've had. started off with a runny nose. It just wouldn't stop running, and then started getting the achy muscle sort of thing. Gem's Flow is really good. I don't know if have you ever bought a diamond painting from them, Nancy? I bought one because, again, I'm always curious and I'm always looking for companies that I've never tried before. I'd been using Gem's Flow for a while before I actually realised they had a store. So I ordered one to find out what it was like. I would say they're pretty basic, but what I really liked was they have really good sized resealable bags that are stamped or printed with a really big number on the bags, like a really big number. It makes it really easy. How do you find the name of the paintings? When you're ordering them from wherever, you just see the name and then you put that in. You've got to put all the information in. So you would go to a website, look at a diamond painting that you want to get, and then you would just take a note of all the things like the name, what size it is, whether it's round or square drills, the company that you bought it from, because if you put that in, like I put One Day Saving, and then you can put in the website address. So I just put onedaysaving.com. When I put that in, it turns into a link in the app. So when you see One Day Saving in the app, it's blue. So if I just tap on it, it takes me straight to the website. So it's a really quick way to get, like if you put in Diamond Art Club and then put in the website address, diamondartclub.com. If you want to go and look at Diamond Art Club again, you can just go into Gem's Flow and just tap on Diamond Art Club. It'll take you to the website. It does more than I use it for, but the stuff I use it for is the name, a copy, a thumbnail from the website of the picture that I'm going to do. So I've got a picture, a little thumbnail, so I remember what it's going to look like. I put the canvas size, the drill size, the company I got it from, whether it's round or square drills, and then it's just a matter of when I start it, when I finish it, and whether I kept it or gifted it or sold it. It gives you that option. So if you gift one, it goes into a little separate part. So it has headlines. If I forget what they are, the categories, I'll just check it. So the first one is received, not started. And then it'll tell you in brackets how many you've got in there. And then you've got completed and kept. And it'll have in brackets how many you've done. And then if you've gifted any, it'll have completed, gifted, and then in brackets how many. So I've gifted 2. And you can put whether it's round, square, partial, special drills. There's all these different options. It's really, really handy. I like that you can see when you started it and when you finished it, because people always ask, how long did that take? I don't time them like by the hour or anything like that. I just put in a start date and an end date. I mean, some days I might not do any diamond painting. Other days I might do, like the past few days, because I've been off sick, I've been doing quite a few hours diamond painting just to pass the time. But I don't keep a track of it. I only did it once. One 80 by 100. I decided to actually time that one. So every time I put a timer, not a timer, a stopwatch on my phone. And when I sat down to start, I started it. And then when I stopped it. But I kept it, I didn't clear it. So the next time I went, I started it again and then stopped it when finished. And it just keeps adding up. So that 80 by 100 took 202 hours and 15 minutes. but I've never bothered to time them because you have to remember to start the stopwatch or the timer and then stop it as well every time. So it's a sort of conscious effort to do that. But to me, it doesn't really matter how long it took because I just enjoy making them. And normally I listen to music, I have headphones on, and I just go on Spotify and listen to music while I do this. So for me, it's not a race or anything. It's how I relax. Some people think I'm crazy to sit and build these pictures up one dot at a time. I've never used a multiplacer. I've no intentions of even trying to use a multiplacer. I enjoy just single placing. So because this is all random, it's I'm not really doing the checkerboard properly. But I like to use the checkerboard idea. It just makes it easier because if you're concentrating on placing the first set, if you like, while you build up the checkerboard, when you go back, all you're doing is filling in the spaces. So you don't even have to think about it. So you're only really concentrating on the first turn. And then on the way back, like all of these, it's just one, just dun, 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 dun. Whereas when I'm doing these ones, I'm sort of trying to make sure they're in line. So it takes a little bit more effort. But once you've placed thousands and thousands of drills, it isn't really a big deal. But Gems Flow is really good, Lauren. If you're wanting to show people the diamond paintings you've done, you can just go in the app and just go through the pictures. Like if I don't know if people at school are interested, but you can just show people these are the ones that I've done, and you can see when you started it, when you finished it, that sort of thing, how many colours it has. But you have to fill all those things in yourself. I mean, the app doesn't know anything. You just put in, just fill in all the sort of spaces. Hi, Colleen. I'm getting better. Definitely getting better. Just now, it's just feeling tired, and today I've got a headache. I've not really had much of a headache before, but I do today. But I've told work that I think I'll be back on Wednesday. Pretty sure. The things I feel like it's definitely past the worst. So I thought if I take another day, hopefully I should be up for working a full shift. My voice is nearly back to normal. I was quite surprised because yesterday it was really rough. Oops. But surprised about the headache. I thought I would have had that when it was at its worst. You sound better. I may end up disappearing as I'm at work right now. 9:30 in the morning. Whoa, what time is it? It's 3:30 in the afternoon here. No problem. Thanks for dropping in. I know that some people listen while they're at work and they don't comment or anything, which is fine. And I know that some people watch this when it suits them. I mean, obviously they're going to do that, but a lot of people are like you at work and they can't just listen to YouTube while they're at work. I can't do that when I'm at work. So they'll maybe be diamond painting in the evening or something, and they'll drop in, watch the replay, and just listen to whatever we talk about. So really, it just depends who comes in, and if they're sort of chatty people, if they're not, it goes very quiet. But some people just like to sit and watch. They just watch how a picture builds up, that sort of thing. So it's all good. So I mean, this one shouldn't take very long. I think I'll do another smallish one. Thanks, Janita. Is it Janita or is it Hanita? Because that could be Spanish for all I know. I don't know. Because the only name I know that sounds a bit like that is Anita. So I don't know if it's Janita or Hanita. I've actually, there's an Anita at work. But thank you. Yeah, I'm really hoping to get back to work on Wednesday and just get back to normal again. So I think I'm going to do what I did with Springtime Beauty. I'm going to skip the fish. I'm going to do all the background and I'll do the fish as time lapse. But they're a lot bigger than the birds that were in Springtime Beauty. But I quite like doing that where all the background is done and then people can see the image building up with the background done. So it'll look quite good. So I'm thinking I'm going to do that. The hard part is trying to guess where the edge of things are when you're working around it. Janita, is it like with a J? Janita. This is where you start to notice the symbols you missed. There's an S there that I missed. That's actually it. I've only missed one S. And as you can see, there's a Z down here. I caught that. If this had been squares, I wouldn't have filled that in as fast. And that's it. So they're finished. We get a little bit more colour in the next section, even though I'm not doing the fish. So just try to decide what I'm doing. I think I'm going to do the shadows for the fish. So when I do time lapses, I don't have to do the shadow as well. Okay, Janita. Robbins, that sounds like an English name. Like, are you in England? Or am I totally wrong? So a couple of Qs. The S. S is 14. Back to that grey. Okay, so now I'll do the shadow, I think. So I'll start that with V, which is 5. Another grey, but a bit darker. It's always interesting to find out where people are in the world. I know that America seems to be where it's at when it comes to diamond painting. Denmark is way behind. We're still at kiddie level as far as diamond painting is concerned. These I got them from Diamsley Cat on Instagram. I've actually got other tweezers to review. It was just I saw ceramic tweezers. You're in Canada now. Okay. Yeah, these are sort of custom tweezers. I have a lot of custom diamond painting pens, and then I ended up using tweezers all the time. And then I started to think, can you actually get custom tweezers? Because you can get custom pens all over the place. So I did a search on Etsy and I found this store called Les Diams de Cat. Les Diams de Cat. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. And she makes these custom ceramic tipped tweezers. So the ceramic tips caught my attention anyway because I'd never tried ceramic tip tweezers before. And then there were the custom finishes. So what I like about it is they're a one-off. Like no other tweezer is going to look exactly like this because they're hand finished. This one actually, this one, or these tweezers actually glow in the dark. The part that's grey shows up as a very bright green in the dark. Totally pointless, but totally cool. The main reason that I got them was the fact that they're custom, and I was really curious about this. So they've now became my absolute favourite tweezers. Really like them. They're very, very comfortable. I find it really easy to pick up drills. It's really easy to, you can see how I'm adjusting that. You can adjust it so easily. The tension is a lot more than it is, like these are my old tweezers. These are like most of the better tweezers that you get in some kits. The tweezers of death, or the stabby tweezers as some people call them. Really, really sharp, but they're made of metal. They're not the cheap tin ones that are very soft. But if you look at the way they're actually made side by side, you can see how much wider this is compared to this. And I think this is part of the answer to why they're more comfortable. They're wider, they're easier to hold. Because they've got this enamel or whatever it is, it feels kind of curved, and I think that might add to the comfort. The tweezers are not as sharp as these ones. They're sort of squared off at the very tip, so you're less likely to stab yourself accidentally, or anybody else to stab themselves accidentally. And the surface that picks up the drill is actually a bit wider because they've taken the sharp tip away. So I just find them really comfortable, really good. But I was curious to if I got a set of just normal standard ceramic tweezers, would they feel the same? So I ordered the pair off Amazon, and I've still to do the unboxing. So my voice is definitely getting there. Um, Once I'm more comfortable that I'm not going to start a coughing fit or something if I'm recording a video, I'm going to do a video with the basic ceramic tweezers. So they're just black tweezers with the ceramic tips. And it's to find out if they feel as comfortable as these, and if they are exactly the same, if they're as wide. I'm sure it is this width, and you need a bit more pressure. They feel more solid. It's hard to explain. But for me, they're way better than anything else I've tried. And I look out for things like I do this all the time. I go looking at things. It's not just diamond paintings. It's accessories and stuff. Like this is a pair that I got on Amazon again. I just was looking and saw these. Can't get the tip off them. That's it. Again, they're very, very sharp metal, but they've got a much wider leg. So I was thinking, oh, that could be more comfortable to hold. These work absolutely fine. You can see an unboxing, unbagging, whatever you want to call it, of these. I don't know what you should search for on the channel. Tweezers would be a good one, because then you'll probably find that there's like 3 of these in a pack. There's green, yellow, and black, I think it was. I've done various tweezers. I've done tweezers with magnifying glasses to see if they would work. Oh yeah, Nancy's in Canada as well. Yeah, if you just go on the channel and search tweezers, you'll find quite a few videos. You'll see these glowing in the dark as well. But they need either daylight or UV light to charge them up before they glow. But I mean, the glow in the dark thing was just a novelty, but I actually just like the colours, just the grey and black with the gold specks in it, and there's little glittery bits. I think you can see them. Just nice looking tweezers. These are actually the second pair I bought. The first ones I bought, it was just before Halloween, and I looked on the site and I saw these, and I thought, oh, Halloween tweezers, because they're orange and black. So these were the first ceramic tips that I got. And you can see they're the same. In fact, they look slightly wider, but I don't think they are. Try to get them lined up. Yeah, I don't know if the enamel's a bit no, yeah, I don't know. Maybe just the angle of the camera. They look the same here for me looking down on them. They look about the same. I think the enamel actually is a bit. I'm saying enamel. I'm not sure if it's enamel. I think it's a bit thicker on this one, but the same. They're heavy. Just nice. So now I've got two. Once I do the unboxing of the plain black ones, there'll be three. And then I've got another set that I need to review as well that are ceramic tipped, but they're different. I always look for things that are different, whether it's diamond paintings, diamond painting accessories. I'm just always curious. And the only way to find out is actually buy them and try them. So that's what I do, and then I'll unbox and I'll let people see them and hopefully steer people away from the bad things and towards what I think are the good things. The big bad thing was I saw an advert a long time ago for a diamond painting pen that feeds the drills through the tip. So you fill it up with the colour you want, and then you just do. Looked fantastic. As soon as I saw it, I thought there's no way that can work. So I bought one and I did a review, and it's the most watched review that I've got. Total scam. So I did that to show people how they do it and make them think a little bit about how it's never ever going to work. So yeah, so I'm always looking at things or looking for things that are different. And then of course I got the custom tweezers, and then I thought, well, I've got pen racks, like custom pen racks for the custom pens. And I thought, I wonder if I can get a custom tweezer stand, and I found one. And again, there's a review somewhere. And again, this was on Etsy. L'Oreal's Ducat, I think that's the name. It's been a while. Is in France. You could probably guess that. The company that I got these off is in France as well, but it's not the same company. Just a coincidence. So I've got my little stand, so I can put my little fancy tweezers, and I can hang them on it, and then I can sit and look at them. You can see there's space for a few more. I know this will fill up, but when it fills up, that's it. I'm not doing what I did with the pens. I sort of lost count of the pens. I think I'm somewhere around 50 custom diamond painting pens. I've got some wooden ones, some acrylic ones, some hybrid ones that have got wood and acrylic. I've got a glass one, and I've got a metal one. I've got two that light up. I've got one that lights up and it's got a magnifying glass on it. Again, it's just to see these things, and I'm always curious. So I've got two tweezers. Sorry, I've got three tweezers here that haven't been opened yet. I've got one with a magnifying glass, just me mentioning that, I remembered. I've got one with a magnifying glass to open. I've got the black ceramics, and I've got the slightly different ceramics that work a different way. Really curious about them. So yeah, definitely more to come. It's not a small world. Canada's huge. We were talking about that last time, I think. How big Canada is compared to the UK and Denmark. Denmark has a population of about 6 million people. Maybe 6.5 on a good day. That's the whole country, not just a city. Okay, now I've totally forgot what I'm doing. That's what happens when I get diverted, and then I forget about the diamond painting. But I'm talking about something that somebody asked about, and that's the whole point. 30 million. Yeah, and most of Canada is empty as far as people's concerned. Yeah, I mean, but again, that's why I do these lives. I enjoy like people come in and we start talking about stuff. We talk about different things. It's not always diamond painting. Sometimes, in fact, it's not even diamond painting. I've done some before where we've never even mentioned diamond painting. So it's just random, and I like that. I never know what we're going to be talking about. I never know if anybody's going to come in and chat. I see people come in, they sit there for a minute or two, they disappear because nobody's talking, and it just goes really quiet. It's like sitting at the dentist's. But I just sit and diamond paint, and then hopefully somebody at least says good morning, and that hopefully starts something. So thanks to all you commenters. Actually, we have 38 million as of it jumped to 8 million. Well, what happened? Did the television stations break down and or the internet went down and people had nothing else to do? Yeah, I don't. You can check it, Nancy, but I think it's 6 point something million in Denmark, and that's like the whole country. I think the population of London is something like 8 point something. So there's more people in London in England than there are in Denmark in the whole country. The vid. The vid. The V. Yes, I am on the V. Oops. So this is part of the shadow. There's 2 fish in this, so this is the shadow of the one above. I think the problem though, buying anything from France and living in Canada is shipping is probably going to be pretty bad. I've got the same problem buying stuff from America. It gets stopped at customs, then I have to pay an import tax. Be making your own minders. Cool. What are they resin? Like, do you mold them, or is it things you buy and put magnets on? I mean, I never made mine. Like, I got in touch with somebody and said, like, can you make cover minders? I wouldn't know how to make them, but yeah. So I got these done just for a bit of fun. Chantel makes cover minders. I don't know. She normally drops in. I bought some off her. This is the one that I really like. Oops, that dust. Just a honeybee. I just thought the background it looks like honey it's sitting on. It's massive though. You can compare the size to that's maybe a standardish size. And then you've got the little magnet, the sort of standard strong magnet in the back. Chantel's is like a massive washer with a big magnet. So nothing's going to move when that's stuck on it. But I just thought it looked really cool. I got some for my wife as well. I don't know where they are, and I get in trouble if I start messing her stuff up, so I won't. Hi, Lisa. Long time no see. Just saw you live, so wanted to say hi to you and Tammy. Miss you guys. Been busy and not a lot online. Yeah, it's the real world has got that habit of doing that. But nice to know that you're still out there. And how's things, Lisa? I know you said you can't stay long, but how are things? How's life? I'm just getting rid of Corona for the second time. So that's why I'm not at work. And Tammy hasn't caught it yet, which is quite surprising. Not yet, anyway. We'll see. But apart from that, we've been doing well. Ladybugs. Ah, cool. I've actually got a ladybug diamond painting to do. Just talking about that. I'll find it. Using Gems Flow. It's just a screenshot from the site that I got it on, so there's little bits and pieces stuck on it, but that's it. Nice, simple design. So that would match your cover minders. Things are good, doing some cleaning, enough to work for a few of it. I was supposed to back a week before Christmas and had to quarantine till after New Year. Yeah, they're not really doing quarantine here. Basically, I mean, I was at work on Monday and Tuesday last week. And Tuesday, my nose was like a tap. It just kept running, wouldn't stop. And I just thought I had a cold. Then I went in Wednesday morning and I felt like crap. And my boss looked at me. I was in the canteen, like I normally go in early and have some breakfast. And I was sitting in the canteen and my boss came in and said something to me. And I tried to answer him. My voice was so croaky. And he just looked at me and he said, "Are you sick?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "I feel like crap." And he said, "Just go home." So I did. Then Tammy came in from work and I was feeling a bit worse. And she said, "I think you should do a home test." So I said, "Yeah, okay," because we've got some. And so I did one. It came up positive straight away. I didn't have to wait. As soon as it got to that second line, it was there. So basically, the way it works now in Denmark is if you get it, you just go back to work or school as soon as you feel okay. That's it. The only other thing was if you go somewhere like an old folks' home or a hospital where people are maybe their immune systems aren't that good, you have to wear a mask. It's not like don't go, it's wear a mask, which is a huge change from not that long ago. I mean, you weren't allowed in anywhere like that, but it's all changed. Now it's considered like the flu. It's been downgraded. I'm wondering if someone can offer some advice. I'm currently working on a canvas that has the slippiest. I hate that. Absolutely hate that. I have no advice. I just bear with it. Put the drills down. Well, again, I'm using tweezers, but I put the drills down very gently, just so they sit where they're meant to go. And then as I build up, they all hold each other in. That's the way I do it. I don't know if anybody's going to give any advice. I'm just thinking off the top of my head. I'm wondering if you rubbed the glue with baby wipes, rubbed over it with baby wipes. It takes the stickiness away. But when the alcohol evaporates or whatever it is, it evaporates off, the stickiness comes back. I'm just wondering if you did that, would it make the glue more sticky? You could maybe do it in a little bit. In fact, you could do it maybe right on you always get an overlap in the border. I'm going off camera in my hand. You always get that little like edge, like here. Just a little bit at the edge. You could maybe get a baby wipe and just wipe that and then leave it to dry and then try and stick a drill on it and see if it works. Because the baby wipes, that's how you get glue paper off if you happen to accidentally stick paper on the glue. You just use a baby wipe to wetten the paper, then you can gently rub it off or peel it. Well, not peel it, we just sort of pushed it to the side. But you do that and then you lose the adhesion in the glue. then the baby wipe dries and the stickiness comes back. So get some Diamond Dots adhesive and get a small paintbrush and put a coat over the glue. Yeah, you could do that. I'm just thinking maybe wiping with the baby wipe and then letting it dry might change it. I don't know. I mean, it'll still be sticky, I know that, but I don't know if it'll be as slippery. But I've definitely had ones like that where you put the drill down and if you push any pressure anywhere, it's like sliding about in ice. I hate that. And that's what I never liked about poured glue when I first started getting poured glue, because originally when I started 2019, I think all the kits I got at the beginning were double-sided adhesive. And then I got a poured glue kit, and that was the first thing I noticed. The drills were so easy to slide, and I didn't like it. But then I learned, don't press as hard, don't push. I mean, you don't need to. You just basically need the drill to touch the glue, and that's it. You don't need to press it. I mean, it'll stay there. Yeah, I would try. I mean, that's if you happen to have baby wipes or something like that at hand. Just try it on the very edge on that border. Try your drill on the border first, just to make sure it is as slippery as the rest, and see how slidey it is, and then give it a little rub and then let it dry, and then try it again, see if it makes a difference. But I always find that poured glue is you can always just slide drills. That's an advantage, I think, probably. But I was so used to double-sided adhesive that basically wherever you put a drill, once you put it down, that was it. It's stuck, and you couldn't push it. You had to actually pick it off and put it back again. And I got used to that, and then when I tried the very first poured glue, the drills were sliding all over the place, and I thought there was something wrong with the glue. And then I finally realised that that's how it's meant to be. So it makes it a lot easier to slide drills into position, but when you get the extreme, like you're talking about, where it's like really slippery, it's a nightmare. But I found that, as I said, just putting the drills gently down and then maybe building up a little checkerboard and then filling in the gaps, and then they don't slide because they've got a row of drills beside them. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, you could definitely try the Diamond Dots adhesive to make it more adhesive. I've never used it. I've heard people talking about it. The only thing I'm thinking is if you're doing it for a whole diamond painting, is there enough in the bottle? I don't know, because if it's the whole adhesive that's slipping and sliding, you're basically going to have to cover the whole thing with another adhesive, which to me is a pain. What type of tweezers? Ceramic tipped. They're custom, Lisa. Look, custom. You know how many custom pens I've got. I decided, because, well, you know how I switched over and I use tweezers all the time. I have so many custom pens and I very rarely use a pen. And I thought, I wonder if you can get custom tweezers. And I found them. On Etsy, on Les Diams de Cat, I think that's the name. It's been a while. But I think if you were looking for something, hi Blunts, good morning. I think if you were looking for them, Lisa, it would cost you a fortune in shipping. But they're all hand finished. So every one is unique, same as the custom pens, I suppose. Price I can't really remember, but I remember somebody commented a while back. I mean, I've done reviews on them, Lisa. If you just search on the channel for tweezers, you'll find a lot of different things. You'll find out that these are actually glow in the dark tweezers as well. If you switch the lights out, they glow green. The grey bits are bright green. But yeah, you can see me testing them for the first time. They have now become my absolute favourite They are heavier than the sort of normal ones. You know, the golden tweezers that I used forever. I still use these because if I'm doing a kit with square drills, the tips on the ceramics don't go right to a point, so they're a bit more wide, a bit wider, a bit more blunt. If I'm trying to dig a drill out, like maybe not squares but rounds, where there's not really much of a gap, I still use these because they're thinner and I can get in and pop up the drill. So that's why they're sitting on they sit around here. They're for picking out drills basically, and that's it. I don't use them at all for diamond painting. I just find it weird trying to use them now. They feel so thin. These ones are heavier. It's a lot easier to get your adjustment just right to pick up a drill. It's really easy to do that. These it's maybe not as easy, but I mean I used these for a year, something like that, and now they feel weird. These definitely the most comfortable for me. But as I was saying earlier, I do have a set or a pair of just black ceramic tip tweezers that I got from Amazon, but I've still to do the unbagging. So I'm going to do a video and I'm going to directly compare them to these to see if there's any difference. Because, I mean, I spoke about it before. Tweezers, none of the tweezers we use were invented for diamond painting. They were all made for something else, and people have just said, oh, I wonder if they'd work. And that's what's happened. If you look for tweezers this shape, you'll find them, they're normally black, and they've normally got some sort of reference number like R2374 or something like that. It's actually a shape, a design. They're not for diamond painting. I can't remember. I think maybe they're for eyebrows, something like that. I can't remember. The ceramic ones are for small electronic components. So if you're working on a circuit board and there's stuff being soldered and stuff, and it's hot, you've got a ceramic tip. So again, these tweezers weren't made for diamond painting, but for me, they work really, really well. But as I was saying earlier, somebody mentioned, I can't even remember the price, Lisa, but somebody mentioned about the price, and I said, well, they're custom. Somebody sat there and taken the time to come up with the design. They've hand done it, and they're unique. So, like, I know that nobody else has got a pair exactly like this, which is the same for the pens. The tweezers are a lot cheaper than a custom pen. So, again, do you need them? No. You could, if you want to try the ceramic tips, go on Amazon, just search ceramic tipped tweezers, and you'll be able to get ones that are just black. They won't have this enamel or whatever it is. I get the feeling that this makes them feel more rounded. It feels it's curved, it's smooth. I think the ones that I have to do for the review are going to be flat with the ceramics. So I'm curious to see if it really makes a difference in comfort or anything else, but I like them. I like them. And I use them all the time. Like, all the time. Even on rounds. I'm going to finish these off. Yep. These are done. The thing about them is, Lisa, if you do use that Etsy store, you'll see different ones appear and they're one-offs. It's like these appeared and I thought, oh, they're nice, I like them. And then I found out they glow in the dark, which was a bit different. But I just like the colour combination. So I ordered them. As soon as I ordered them, they were unavailable. So all I'll say is if anybody is going to look, if you see something that you really like, get it. Because if you don't, somebody else will buy it and you won't see them again. I think you can request, like you could say, I saw these tweezers and they looked like blah, and she'll make them. I think there is a sort of custom option. The other thing is that any correspondence back and forward, Kat is in France and her messages are in French, so you need to use Google Translate unless you speak French. I don't. So yeah, you'd have to do that. And sometimes I had a bit of back and forward conversation about stuff, and sometimes the Google Translate, as usual, just mess things up, and you're looking at it and you're thinking, did she mean this or did she mean that? They don't all glow in the dark though. You need to look for glow in the dark. But it's Lydium. I'm pretty sure that's right. Hang on. I think it's that, Lisa. Lydium's Decat on Etsy. She does pens as well, and drills and cover minders, and I can't remember. But the only thing that I was really interested in was the tweezers. And so far, I've bought two. I'm talking about tweezers a lot today. These were the first ones I bought, Lisa. It was just before Halloween, and I saw them and I thought, oh, Halloween colours, orange and black. So these were the first ones, and I really liked them. And then I ended up going back and having a look again, and then I saw these ones and they glow in the dark, and I thought, oh, that's something different. So there's videos if you search, you'll find reviews on both of them, and then you'll find another one. Oh, wrong ones. You'll find another one where I show these glowing in the dark, so you can get an idea what it looks like. But as I said, I've got a black pair with the ceramic tips like these to review. And I've got another pair with ceramic tips that are very different from anything that I've done so far. So I'm not going to give anything away. But these will be coming up once my voice is totally back, because I don't want to be recording a video and then suddenly my voice goes, because I can feel it's starting to, you can probably hear it starting to get rough again. So I'll probably give it another week or so at least, I think. Okay, next. I missed a U, Lisa. I missed a U. U is 7. But I think you're going to find shipping is probably going to make you think, no, forget it. I've had that with some things that I've went to buy in the States, and like small things, and the shipping is a lot more than the actual thing. So you might find that once you add the shipping on, it just becomes crazy money. I don't know, but just something to check. Okay, R2. The next section, I'm going to get a bit more colour. It's pretty dull. This. It's I mean, it's going to look fine when it's finished, but you can see it's just grey and a sort of duck egg blue at the moment. But more colour is coming. So just do the shadow of the fish, but as I was saying earlier, I'm not going to do the fish. I'm going to keep them until the end, like I did with Springtime Beauty, and do them as time lapses. I thought that worked pretty well with all the background finished, and then you see the image build up. But these are a lot bigger than the birds that I did. So I think the Blue Jay time lapse took about 2 hours to film for a 31-second video. but it looked pretty cool. It's just that when you start a time lapse, once you start it, you've got to keep going to keep it consistent. It's okay, I have to get going. So scrubbing my ceramic tile oh wow, you got all the good jobs, Lisa. Scrubbing my ceramic tile in the bathroom because someone decided it was a good idea to put tiny white ceramic squares down and it looks horrible. Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, white. Yeah, not the best idea. Well, good luck with your scrubbing, Lisa. Thanks for dropping in. It was good to hear from you again. And have as good a day as possible. Okay, Lisa. So once I get the shadow done, I'll move on to the next section. And I think we might have some little flowers in it, so a bit of colour. This is what I like about tweezers. You can just really easily just minutely move things. It's really easy to just poke and push stuff in where you want it. And you don't have any pink wax anywhere. So you don't have to think about the pink wax and try and pick it out between the drills or anything like that. You don't have to keep refilling your pen. You don't have to think about what kind of wax or wax alternative to get. You don't need anything. And if you drop them, don't know about the ceramic tips, I hadn't thought about that. But the normal tweezers, if you drop them, they're not going to break like a custom pen might do. There again, the pink straw wouldn't break either. And I used the standard pink pen for, I think, at least a year. Didn't really bother me, but I kept seeing these fancy pens and I got, again, really curious. So I bought one and then I saw one that was different again and I bought that. And then before I knew it, I had about 50. All I'm doing there is just checking that the drills are all seated. I found the best way to do it is actually just gently, especially with the squares, because sometimes you don't notice the like ones maybe popping up. I just run my fingers very gently over, and if you get a drill that's sticking up, you'll feel it. Don't know if that's on my imagination. You'll feel it, and you just press down with the soft part of your finger, and it'll pop in. Because I found that if a drill, again, I'm talking about squares, rounds aren't really an issue, but I found that if I had a drill that was sticking up a bit and I used the roller, because it's rubber, the sticking up part of the drill would just sort of indent into the rubber, and you go over it thinking, "Right, that's it." And then if you use your fingers again, you can feel it again. So I always go over, just check the fingertips, and press down anything that is sticking up, and then use the roller just to seat them. Because when I place the drills, I don't put pretty, especially with tweezers, but I don't put pressure on it. When I'm using a pen, I just touch the drill in the tray. I don't press on it, because if you do that, it pushes the wax out. I just touch, bring it over, and just touch, and that's the way that I diamond paint. Just very, very gentle. You don't need to try and press the drills into the glue. As soon as you touch it, they'll stick. But I would go over it with a roller, and I do it section by section. Like when I finish a section, like when I started the video, this part was covered up. Normally, I would cover over anything that I'm not doing. So I'm going to say that's pretty much it for this section. So what I would do is I would get my little roller with the rubber roller, and just push the drills down. Because the other thing about not pressing the drills down, again more for squares, is if you've pressed them down and then you're trying to pick the drills out, it's harder to get them to lift. Whereas if you've put them down gently, it's really easy to pop them up. Before I got this, again, I bought this out of curiosity, and then found out actually it was really handy, because it is nearly exactly the width of the sheets that I use. So before this, I was using the rolling pin from the kitchen, like the big wooden rolling pin, and I would lay a dish towel down and then go over with rolling pin. This fits in the drawer of the table, and it's really easy. I don't have to go to the kitchen to get a big rolling pin. I don't have to put a dish towel down or anything. So I really like that. Bought it just to see, and ended up thinking, yeah, that actually is a good thing. So what I would do now is I would put the release paper back so it's covering the part that I haven't done, and then I would put down one of these on top. But since I'm doing live, just to let you see what I'm working on, I'm going to move stuff and just keep it open. So now what I would do is move this, to move stuff. Move this mat across to the edge of that sheet of release paper, so it would be about there. I would put another, you can't actually see it, but there's a space here. I would put another mat on top of that. But then peel it off. See, we're getting something here. Didn't quite reach the flowers. I think that's the flowers starting just there. So it's going to be basically the same colours all again. So we'll start with S, and S is 14. So I use these containers when I have a lot of one colour. They're called Craftmates Lockables. And they're called lockables because they have this little button. If you don't press that in, you can't open. So you press this in, you can see that purple bar moving if you watch that little thing there. So what it does is it unlocks them, and then you pop open the one you want. We want 14, and that's it. So the rest are all locked again because I took my finger off the button. So it actually works really well with this tray that I use, because it actually slides under. There's a little lip underneath there, so it slips underneath. So if I spill any, they still land in the tray. So it works pretty well. I don't know how many I need, so I'll just take a scoop. Snap it shut, just in case I accidentally knock it. Found cheaper ones, cheaper tweezers. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, it's a good idea just to put the name of what you're looking for and search. This adhesive is a lot more slippery than any other adhesive I've worked on before. Yeah, I have had at least one like that. It was just it felt as if it wasn't glue. It felt as if it was sliding on the cover. But again, I just very gently placed the drills in it once they were all locked. Well, on once they were all in place, I went over with the roller and it seemed to be okay. But it is really annoying. So we're going to find out what jeans found cheaper. I'm guessing it's tweezers because that's what I've been talking about for the last half hour. The thing about backgrounds being pretty dull is it really makes colours pop on the actual subjects. I was talking about that yesterday or the day before, can't remember. Where you get diamond paintings and the background is black, and a lot of people complain about like thousands of 310s. But the thing is, if you've got a totally black background, it really makes the colours stand out, and I like that. And it it doesn't bother me that I'm putting down 310s. I'm thinking about what it's going to look like at the end. I did one of a multicolored guitar, and the background was black. And there was a lot of black, but when it was finished, it looks really cool. Is that custom ceramics? Because I would be interested in having a look. I'm always curious. When I was looking, the only custom I could find was the one in France. That was quite a while ago. But again, depending where it is, you're saying $37. If it's in America, it's probably going to cost me a fortune for shipping. That was the advantage for me with it being in France. Delivery time was mega fast. I think I got it next day or maybe the day after. It was really quick. So is it custom tweezers? Okay, Nancy, another meeting. You too. Thanks for dropping in. It's nice to see you again. I mean, I think if you, I can't even remember. I mean, I'll do all this when I do the review, but the price for just black ones, I don't think was that much. It's like anything. When you start going for custom, you've got somebody's got to buy the stuff to make it. So she's got to buy the enamel or whatever it is, and then she's got to sit and actually do it. I don't know how long it takes. I don't know how much of a technique you need to get like different effects and things. But again, it's it's just one of these things. I mean, if you look at the prices of some of the custom pens, they're pretty expensive for a piece of plastic. Just like these, you could say, well, it's just a pair of tweezers with some enamel. Just Amazon. So that's just black ones. Hi Chantel, you're late. Where have you been? Do you have a note from your mom? It's called koi fish. Give me a second, I'll show you. That's what it is, Chantel. So just sort of started it. So this is us at the mouth of the one at the bottom. Just coming along to these flowers. Oh, not custom. Yeah, I don't know how many times though I've said I'm going to do a certain one and then I suddenly change my mind at the last minute. Yeah, it's rounds though, Chantel. I'll switch the light off. Nothing much to look at yet because I haven't really reached the colour. But I think it's going to be a nice one. It's not that big. I'm still off sick, so I've got a lot more time than normal. Oops. Hi, Virginia. Thanks for dropping in. Good morning in Jacksonville. I'm saying morning. Is it morning still? It's 4:30 in the afternoon here. Yeah, it will be. Still be morning. Yeah, if you're getting just the standard black ones, obviously they're going to be a lot cheaper than customs. 10:51 a.m. 10:51. That's weird because it's 4:31 here. I thought the numbers were always the same. I thought we were always exactly so many hours in front or behind. Yeah, 8:31. It's now 4:32. Just changed. But I mean, that's why I've got a pair of the standard black ones, but I haven't opened it yet. I want to do a review. But that's why I got it. I want to see what is the difference between these custom ones and just normal standard black ones. Oh, you made it. Yeah, okay. You had me confused. I was looking at it thinking, hang on a minute. I had to look at my phone to make sure the time was right. Yeah, that's why I ordered just the standard black ones because I just want to see if the feel is the same because these are definitely the best tweezers that I've used. And I don't mean it's because it's this specific Etsy store I bought them from or anything. It's because it's these ceramic tweezers. So I want to try just basic standard ceramic tip tweezers to see if I think they're better than the sort of the good, what I would call the good tweezers, like the really sharp, pointy. Normally you see these in black, or if it's Diamond Art Club, they're pink and white. Because I really liked these for a long time, probably about a year I was using them. And then I got these out of curiosity and I only use these ones now to pick out square drills in areas that I've done because they've got thinner, sharper tip that I can, a thinner tip more than anything that I can squeeze in and pop a drill. Whereas these ones are squared off, so they're a bit thicker. You can't quite dig in the same. Virginia's husband, Mark, waves at Jim. Hi, Mark. What company is your painting from? OneDaySaving.com. You should remember that, Chantel. I did a review. You must have watched it. just talking about that, like seriously, if you want to see how the kit came, um, again on the channel, just type in koi, KOI, and you'll find the unbagging of this. Which tweezers do you like the best? The ceramic tips, definitely, definitely, no comparison for me anyway. Again, could be a everybody's different type thing, but because the ceramic tweezers are wider, probably better putting it more under the camera. You can maybe see they're wider, so they're thicker. They're more. I find them more comfortable to hold. They're heavier. They're stronger. It's easier to finely adjust them without thinking really. And because the tips aren't straight to a point, the area that picks up the drill is a bit wider than it is with the very sharp tweezers, which comes more into play with square drills because you've got a flat edge against a flat edge. With the round drills, it doesn't matter because you've only got a tiny part of the circle that you're picking up. But yeah, definitely ceramics for me. Tammy is fine. She's at work. She hasn't caught corona off me yet, so fingers crossed she doesn't. But yep, she's doing fine. So is Mark working on a diamond painting? Yes, again. Second time. I went to work last week on Tuesday. My nose was running constantly, really annoying. Then on Wednesday I went in, I was starting to feel that achy, like flu feeling, and they told me to go home. So I did. And then when Tammy came in from work, she said you should maybe do a home test. So I did a home test, and as soon as it reached the line, it turned. So I've been home. That's why I managed to finish Springtime Beauty quicker than I expected. And you can see I've been quite busy. Finished Springtime Beauty, kitted down 67 colours, and then kitted this one up and then started it. Tammy works with copyright and trademarks for a company that makes headsets mainly for companies, like in call centers and things, they have headsets and a microphone. That is their main thing, but they also do gaming headset. They actually bought out that Steel series. I don't know if you know them. If you're into gaming, you probably will. There's a company called Steel Series that do gaming headsets and gaming keyboards and all that stuff. Her company bought them out recently. But their main thing's office headsets and ones for in the car, the Bluetooth headsets, them as well. So she deals with the licensing and all that stuff. She really likes it. It sounds really boring to me, but she really likes it. Yeah, that's exactly how I feel about it, Virginia. But yeah, she's involved in things like licensing, like they have a license, a copyright for say 3 years, and it has to get renewed and all that stuff. So she keeps all the stuff correct, so they don't lose any trademarks or anything like that. And she likes it. I mean, she talks to me sometimes about it, like things that are happening, like talking about licensing and stuff. And I just nod my head at the right time because most of the time I have no idea what she's talking about. And things like trademarks for Europe, trademarks for Japan, trademarks for America, they've all got different rules and laws and regulations, and far too confusing for me. I mean, what chance have I got? I can only place drills one at a time, and that's it. Yeah, I don't see anything, Chantel. Oh, you weren't here, Chantel, when I was showing off your cover minder. Somehow we got talking about cover minders. I was showing off the bee. The monster bee. That's definitely the biggest cover minder I've got. Okay, Virginia, you can put your hand down now. Yes, what is the question? I can just see Virginia sitting there with her hand up saying, me, me, me. Yeah, it looks really cool. As long as it's nothing to do with copyright. Yeah, I think that'll last forever, that one. Oh, this is a big question. Has Mark started diamond painting yet? That's the question. I've been requested by Mark. Well, you better do as you're told then. Who you get your cover minder? You're talking about like my cover minder, like this mega cool one. You talking about that? If you're talking about this mega cool one, it was Chantel who's here just now. Dazzled Diamond Dreams. That's not the only one that I've got from her. I've got quite a few, but I gave them. Well, most of them were for Tammy. Now, Chantel. The cover minders, the diamond painting gem ones. That was from. Well, I just read Jim the Bee. Painting with diamonds. I don't think that store is now running, but it was just someone that I used to get quite a lot of different. In fact, I got the cover minders from her as well, and she makes trays. And I had just been talking to her, and she mentioned something about cover minders, and I said, "Do you make cover minders?" And she said, "Well, if you've got an image, I can get them made." Or I don't know if she got them made or if she made them. I can't remember. But yeah, she made them. I was really pleased with them. The image is actually one that I did as a diamond painting. I've got a diamond painting gem diamond painting, which is I can't remember the size. I need to look it up. Because I had come up with the artwork and then somebody had seen it and said, you should do that as a diamond painting. And I thought, yeah, I think that might look quite cool. So I did. I got it done as a custom. And it says diamond painting gem, and at the bottom it says, you guys can diamond paint too. Your shop's on vacation. Where did it go? Isn't it nice? So this is the diamond painting. I don't know why the colours never work right. So I've got that as a, what size is it? 60 by 80. 80 colours in it. Hi Lisa, this diamond painting was from onedaysaving.com. If you look on my channel and if you just search Koi, Koi, it should come up, I think. You can see the unbagging, so you can get an idea about it. It's not that big, this one. It's 25 colours, it's round drills. And forget the size already. Just search. It's 40 by 30. There'll be, if you go to the review, there'll be a link there that will take you directly to that picture if you're interested. I'll just let you see what the picture is because you can only see part of it. That's the actual image. How close to that it's going to be because round drills and it's not that big. But I mean, I think it's going to look fine from a distance. I just need to get to a part where we get some colour in it because all I'm doing at the moment is the background. So it's just really grey and sort of duck egg blue. But I think it's going to look nice once it's finished. Yeah, I normally do bigger ones. I just finished Springtime Beauty from Diamond Art Club and decided to just take a break and do a small one. I've got quite a few small ones and I tend to leave them. So I'm thinking I'm maybe going to do 2 or 3 smaller ones just to get them done and then go back to the big ones again. But yeah, I prefer to work on the bigger ones. But it's nice to take a break once in a while and do a small one. Springtime Beauty was a good one. I really enjoyed working on that. 67 colours it had. The most colours I've had in a diamond painting so far is 90. Cool, I'm glad to hear it. Sounds painful. Actually, thinking about it, I've just remembered the cover minder. I actually got some done from a company in America. So, hang on, I'll get another one. So this is the ones that were done as cover minders. So it's usual you've got your two magnets, strong magnets. That's how they normally work. But I got this, and you can see maybe it looks more like a badge than this one's totally flat. This one is like a badge, but it's got a massive rubber magnet on the back. This is like a fridge magnet. So if people don't use cover minders and they've got a fridge or anything else metal that they don't want to scratch, this is rubber. So you can just stick that up. But I also got some strong magnets. So if people want to use it as a cover minder, they can use the little magnet and use it as a cover minder. I know 9p, that's like nearly 10, show and tell. That's crazy. Yeah, usually it's what, 2, maybe 3, because it's just the timing for me is just bad because most people are in America and they are, well, they have woken up now, but when I come on, it's usually pretty early. But the fact it's during the week doesn't matter if they're in America or in the UK or Europe or wherever. If they're at work, they can't really drop in. Some people do, but by the time people are getting home in America, I'm in bed. It's going to be like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. The sort of time that most people would probably come on to get a bit of YouTube. So yeah, it's always been a thing. You get that as well. People are doing other things and just listening. They're just curious, or they just don't want to chat, which is fine. But it does make it pretty quiet if nobody talks. But Chantel's in, so we don't have to worry about that. Chantel's never quiet. So when I get to the next section, we'll get some colour. Yeah, Mark told me that. He told me the only time he can get some sleep is when you're awake, because you snore that loud. I'll get him in trouble, don't worry. Why did they tell you to put your headset on? Was he not enjoying the conversation? Makes a change to do a diamond painting where I can actually see like the edge of where the drill's meant to be. Clive Cussler. I don't think I've ever read. Virginia, was it you that recommended books to me a while back and I wrote them down to do as he's a limey? Yeah, we were talking about books one time and I started writing things down because I was talking about maybe doing like podcast sort of thing, reading stories so that people could diamond paint and listen. So it wasn't really anything to watch, they could just listen. And some people were giving me recommendations on short stories. But I said at the time, the thing is, the books have to be copyright free. So I don't know who it was. I don't know if it was you, Virginia, but I checked the titles that I was given, and all of them were copyrighted. So I can't do any of them. But I could do all of Hans Christian Andersen because they're out of copyright. They're public domain. The painting I want to see is the tiger you finished. The one from Homecraftology, the white one? It must. Is that the only tiger I've done? I think it is. Yeah, somebody was saying to me that I should do a thing about completed diamond paintings. I should actually. I haven't done that. So, oh yeah. Is it that one you were talking about? Uh-huh. Yeah, it's done. It's stored away. I haven't fitted the magnetic frame yet. I actually have quite a few. Still got Batman as well. I've got quite a few that I've finished, but they're in a big portfolio bag thing. Yeah, I need to more things for the to-do list. But I might do a video showing the ones, well, maybe not all of them because there's like 50 something, but some of the ones that I've completed. Because people have watched me unbagging them and they've never seen them done, which is a fair point. Yeah, I need to think about that. Tammy's working on. Tammy's working on a fireplace. I just went and stole her key. So she does the same thing as me, uses the cover minder, cuts off the key. So it's this. Oops. And it has 38 colours, believe it or not. I would have said red, orange, black and white and yellow maybe. But 38 colours. Not sure how far she's done. I don't think she's halfway yet. No. No, not at all. Not interested at all. That is... Yep, it's done. Okay, this is a colour that I haven't done yet. We'll see if it's anything brighter than what we've been doing. It isn't, I don't think. Number 20. That's because fireplace in the apartment doesn't... Yeah, that's the thing. She's always said she wanted a fireplace. We can't have a fireplace. So she decided she was going to get one. So that will probably be on the wall in the winter time, I'm guessing. So she'll light some candles and she can look at the fireplace. So we still haven't hit any real colour yet. We didn't go into double figures, Chantel. We're down to 8. But thanks for the thumbs up. For generous people. No, that's short but sweet. That's done. My dad had a wood burning fireplace. Yeah, when I lived in Scotland, when I first moved out, I had a coal fireplace, and it was the only source of heat in the house, and it heated the water as well. So if you wanted a hot bath, you had to have the fire on for a couple of hours at least to start heating up the water. And it was the same in the summertime. So on the occasional day where it was hot, you still had to put the fire on if you wanted a bath or a hot bath. And you'd get up in the morning, you had to rake out the fire and reset the fire and all that stuff. So I've just seen one that I missed. Typical. Get that colour back. You're welcome, Chantel. Chantel. Yeah, see, I say nice things about you, Chantel. No, don't know about trays. It was cover minders. She said that her store is on vacation just now. Okay, we'll try another colour that I haven't used. 18. That's not getting any better. Another brown. Put it there. So these are the branches that go up to the flowers. So we're not going to see any colour today because I'm going to be heading off just after 5 o'clock. Not every painting. I have had 2 diamond paintings that did not have 310. Okay, cool. Yeah, I haven't looked for a while. I mean, they're different all the time. She always puts up like new stuff. I saw a really nice pair and I thought about it and I was like, nah, I've already got 2, so I didn't get them. And then I went back and they had gone, and they were actually pink, believe it or not, pink with little black, like sort of almost diamond shapes going down them. Just looked really nice, but yeah, I waited too long. That's why I was saying if you see something that you like, you're better to get it because they seem to disappear quickly. I don't know how long shipping will take for you, but for me, it's ultra fast. She seems to be really quick at getting the stuff shipped out. Yeah, I don't know where Tammy keeps the cover minders from. Okay, I found 2. So I got this. This is one that Chantel made. And then the butterfly one. Chantel kept saying, "Are you sure you want this one, this colour?" This is Tammy's favourite one, Chantel. She really likes it. Mark refused. Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, I've got so many pens, but this is my favourite pen. Going the wrong way. Spalted tamarind. That's what it is. I just really like it. I like how you get like this light colour and then more brown and these little flecks. And then a couple of holes here where a bug has chewed its way through the wood. Just really like it. Really nice design. I like my cactus pen as well. Oops. It's too easy to get caught up with this because you keep seeing different things. Yeah, I don't look anymore. And this one, this is a new one. I'm excited to get my ceramic tweezers. They're so cute. Yeah, I think you are. I mean, I know I keep talking about them, but for me, they are just the best style. Just really, really, really good for diamond painting. Purple, pink, and blue. That's close. It's a colour. They're all colours. They're all the same. All colours are equal. Okay, I tried to put them back exactly where they were, but I know she's going to come in and say, "Have you been touching my stuff?" A horse cover minder. I'm sure Chantel can manage that. Anyway, I'm going to head off. Tammy should be in soon, so I'm going to talk to her and then we'll have some dinner. So thanks to everybody for dropping in and the stalkers. It's nice to see that number getting close to 10. I think that's the highest, Chantel. I don't actually look at it. I don't really think about it. But yeah, so we'll see. I might be on again tomorrow. It'll be the final day of COVID. So thanks everybody for dropping in, and especially the people that commented. It's always nice to get conversations going. So that's it for today. In the meantime, take care, be safe, and wash your hands.